And before we begin our interview tonight, it's about 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Because this is a story at the heart of our discussion tonight, let's lay the stage. Tension between Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, and Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya has gone a notch higher, often degenerating to physical confrontation among their supporters in public gatherings. In an exclusive interview with KTN News, Natembeya, the first-term governor and architect of the Tawe Movement, says this will liberate the Western region residents from poverty and entrenchment status quo that benefits only a selected few political leaders. Alan Ochanda reports.
2 months ago, mourners witnessed a near riot situation as supporters of Speaker of National Assembly Moses Wetangula clashed with supporters of Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya at a funeral in the county. Wetangula accused Natembeya of orchestrating the fracas, while Natembeya dismissed it as a ploy to tarnish his image.
Na Bwana County Commissioner na kushukuru kwa kutoa onyo ya kwamba regardless of the status of anybody, previously and now, regardless of your future ambitions, ukileta fujo, you are just but a common criminal.
They were coming for a funeral, but they were planning for it as if they were coming for war. And actually I said to give it a wide berth. But reaching there, they demobilized the youth from Trans Nzoia. Youth that I've worked with very closely, youth that I'm supporting, people who know me, and they're giving them money to come and basically heckle me and maybe disrupt my speech. But the same youth turned against them.
Wetangula has been a dominant figure in Bungoma's political landscape for decades, compared to Natembeya, who is relatively new to the political scene, having only 2 years of experience. Natembeya is spearheading the Tawe Movement, advocating for change from the status quo. In an interview with KTN News, he emphasized the need to address Western region's marginalization, stating that its numerical strength has not translated into equitable resource allocation.
We are saying no to poverty, we are saying no to discrimination, we are saying no to all man of ills, and we are saying that because our people have been subject to a lot of suffering, especially when it comes to poverty levels are very high here, to the extent that they've come to sort of accept and become immune to it. So basically what we're trying to do is like some kind of electric shock and tell them, no, the kind of life you're living is not actually the kind of life that you should be living. So that Tawe Movement is just awakening the spirit of our people to aspire for better things and to claim the stake in government.
Bungoma has traditionally been an opposition stronghold before the 2022 polls, but the political dynamics shifted in favor of President William Ruto. While Wetangula has been accused of taking credit for this shift, he dismisses such claims, focusing instead on broader political agendas.
Kwa kiwango ambacho mumenilea na kunifikisha, I have no time for parochial politics. I have no time for cheap politics. And I have no time to engage in spatting with anybody or talking at anybody.
The president got votes in almost all traditional opposition zones, including Coast. A place where Uhuru used to get like 2,000 votes, Ruto will get 14,000. 12,000. All those votes made a difference. But because we are used to negotiating, there's a fellow who was convinced, I think, the president that the votes from Bungoma made the difference. It's not even scientific. It doesn't make sense. It was a collectivity of all little votes from all over the place that made Ruto the president of Kenya.
Natembeya, drawing inspiration from his past as an administrator under the late Minister for Internal Security, John Mishuki, is determined to bring change to the region. However, his efforts have been met with skepticism, with some viewing him as a tool to divide the region politically.
It's an easy tag to put on someone. We just call them a project and then things will go south. And actually at some point I said I was a project, but I was a people's project. Even now, what I'm doing is a people's project. So I've not been sent by anybody.
Despite efforts by Wetangula and the Western MPs caucus to promote unity in the region, achieving solidarity remains a challenge. Natembeya suggests that this lack of unity may be intentional, orchestrated to maintain the status quo. While Western region ranks second nationally in population, achieving unity and equitable representation remains a persistent challenge, with political figures like Wetangula and Natembeya navigating complex dynamics to assert their influence. Alan Ochanda, KTN News.
A lot to talk about tonight, especially the